Welcome to Haute Goat Farm. My husband Shane and I are expats from Toronto that gave up the city life for a 200-acre piece of paradise. We started with 4 goats, now we have close to 40, as well as 6 horses, 7 alpacas, 20 chickens, and 5 livestock dogs. All year round, we hold unique events for guests to experience the animals, the ins and outs of country life, and the beautiful landscape just north of Port Hope, Ontario. This is a peek behind the scenes at what goes on here at the farm.
So about a year and a half ago, we discovered woofers. And woofers are volunteers who come from all over the world to volunteer basically in exchange for room and board. And they help us with all sorts of things around the farm. And I cannot tell you what a difference they've made to how the farm operates. Sadly, this is Krista's last day, but certainly a memorable one.
You can move all over the world. You stay on farms and you learn about farming, and you also work a little bit. We do the chores in the morning. That means we feed the goats, the alpacas and the chickens. Sometimes also you have to clean the poop. It's part of the work.
So this is a very exciting time of year for us because it's when we start doing our breeding. And breeding is so important to what we do here because everybody wants to meet the babies.
So we're coming into the barn because we're going to see if any of the does are in heat. Come on with me. These are our 2 breeding bucks. That's Moonshine and there's Romeo. We're going to take one of these boys into the doe pen near where the girls are to see if any of the girls get excited. If they do, they're going to get bred today. There we go. You interested? Come on. Come on, sir. So this is Pearl. She's one of my original does, actually. She seems pretty excited to see Moonshine. So I think she might be wanting to get bred.
I don't have any snacks for you. I'm calling the dog. What are you doing?
Goats are the most prolific breeders, the males. They can recover very quickly within seconds. It's true.
Oh, it's wrong. Other way around.
So we have this crazy building going up across from the house. It came about because apparently people want to come to Haute Goat. And sometimes if the weather's not great, we'd love to have an indoor facility for them. And it will have our store in it. It will have a commercial kitchen. It will have bathrooms. And it will have a big open space where we can do workshops and dinners and all sorts of stuff. So we're very, very excited about that. We're doing a beta test of our alpaca walk, which we're calling the Alpaca Knuffel Shuffle. So everybody thinks that we made up the word, but we didn't. Knuffel actually is Dutch for cuddle. The idea of doing an alpaca walk came about because people want to engage with the alpacas, and the more I get to know them, the more fascinating I find them. So alpacas, as you know, are native to Peru. They don't cycle like most other animals, and so what happens is you don't know exactly when to breed them. You bring a male into the female's pen, you let them do the deed, and it's kind of sweet actually because he sings to her. And then you say, well, that's all well and good, but how do I know for sure that she is going to have a baby? The way you do that is you bring the male back into the pen after a week, and if she spits at him, she's pregnant. The first year that we had the alpacas, we had 2 mums that were due. On the day that we had our very first shearing ever, we were all inside the barn doing the shearing. And my stepmother called into the barn on her cell phone and said, I think you have an alpaca in labor. Sure enough, she was in labor. We all got to see the birth, and luckily it was a good birth. And we had a young girl here at the time who was probably 10 years old. And she said, can I name the baby? And I said, what would you call her? And she said, Princess Leia, which I thought was absolutely beautiful. So she's named Princess Leia. After her came Obi-Wan Kenobi. We have Anakin. And we haven't received any cease and desist letters as yet from the Star Wars franchise people. I hope and I feel that the experiences that we deliver are not sort of commercial store-bought experiences, if you know what I mean. There's always a bit of chaos. Hopefully it's only a bit, sometimes it's more than a bit. I think that kind of adds to the flavor of the experiences because people don't feel it's too rehearsed and that what you get is really what these animals are.
It's a beautiful last day for me. Shane will do a wonderful goodbye dinner tonight. He always cooks an amazing dinner. Everybody loves his dinners. just so wonderful here. And from the first moment when I arrived, Debbie and Shane were so great all the time. Just a complete other way of life. And I will come back in for sure as a woofer. And so, yeah, that's my last day today.